It's the meat event. We got the preacher's daughter, 40 years old, Holly Holm, taking on the 30-year-old Ketlen Vieira, aka Phenomenano, and cannot wait to see how this one transpires because Phenomenano looked pretty good in that most recent contest against Misha Tate. I was a little bit surprised that she lost to Yana Kunitskaya before that. I thought that was a fight where she clearly underperformed. I mean, she missed weight, but the way that she was able to rebound against Cupcake was definitely encouraging for her trajectory, and she's going to need everything she's got to take out a legend like Holly Holm, who has also won two straight. And against tough women, I mean, Rocky Pennington is no joke, and Arena Aldana is beating a lot of women these days. So, two nice recent wins for Holly Holm. However, it was back in 2020, so it's been a little bit of a time gap since the last time we saw Holly Holm. She's still training at Jackson Wink, obviously, and comes in with a wealth of experience and is a minus 240 favorite in this meat event. So, are you rolling with the preacher's daughter to continue this win streak despite that sort of a 2 year absence, or is this the opportunity for Phenomenano in a meat event to get another legend on her resume? Who you got?
Yeah, this is such a tough one for me because, Holly Holm, Preacher's daughter, she's an absolute savage, and her last two fights, she looks so darn good. But man, Ketlen Vieira is a big girl, and she's been doing a lot of big things, so would not surprise me if she does not get it done. And she's 10 years younger. And like you said, it's been 2 years since Holly Holm has fought. And I truly wonder, hitting 40, has that done much to her? Or is she still on the TRT and she is inhumanly strong still and very quick and dialed in? Because if anyone like should have popped on steroids, in my opinion, it should be Holly Holmes. This chick, if you've ever seen her in person, she is so juiced up. I've seen her a few times and it doesn't make sense on how ripped she is, and she's 40. Like, what are you on? And if she's natty, please give me your diet. But with that being said, I gotta take the TRT girl, Holly Holm. I think she gets it done KO with a little question mark kick. Even though she's 40, which still blows my mind. I think she gets it done. But I hope Ketlen wins actually. But I'm picking Holly Holm.
Yeah, it'd be very fascinating if Holly was able to put out Ketlen Vieira because Ketlen Vieira seemed very difficult to finish with strikes, but then Irina Aldana absolutely slept her in the first round of that fight, and that was very surprising because I remember Aldana was a dog in that one, and a lot of people were pretty bullish on Ketlen, and she got absolutely slept. And we know Holly Holm is always going to bring that lethal array of strikes, and so if Phenomenano runs into something clever from Holly Holm, and shuts her lights off like Irina Aldana did, then that wouldn't be the craziest thing, even at 40 years old. Because you touched on the physique of Holly Holm. I mean, you're absolutely right. She's always shredded. Doesn't seem to age like other people seemingly do, and her skills don't really either. I mean, she's very consistent. I mean, the fighter that we saw against Ronda Rousey is going to look very similar to the fighter that we see on Saturday, despite that being so far apart. So, going to be interesting to see how this one transpires for sure. 82% is rolling with Holly Holm. They're taking the favorite in this one. 18% is rolling with Faye Nami. Do you think that this thing goes the 5 rounds, or are you actually more bullish on the home finish?
Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on the home finish to be honest. I know MMA math doesn't really work, but Vieira, she beat or she lost to Yana. Yana lost to Aldana. Aldana lost to Holm. So I think Holm is going to do a triple KO and make MMA math work for once. I don't know, but yeah, I'm feeling a finish for some reason. Like that's telling me, and I hope the fight's early and quick.
Yeah, MMA math, right? It works until it doesn't for sure. And my last question for you, Meet, is do you think there's any chance that Ketlen Vieira tries to take this thing to the mat? I mean, we know that she is a competent striker, but it never seems like a good idea for women to stand on the feet across Holly Holm. Ketlen Vieira isn't the strongest wrestler, but she does. I mean, she's Brazilian. She obviously has a solid ground game, but she doesn't seem to utilize it too much, and only has a handful of submissions on her resume. But do you think that that might be advantageous for her to try and take this thing to the mat? And any concerns if it does for Holly Holm?
Well, Holly Holm, she trains John Jones and all these great fighters, so she should be good with the wrestling. She should be at least. But yeah, it would not surprise me if Ketlen tries to take it to the ground, which she absolutely should. If she stands up and bangs and destroys Holly Holm, I will be sold on the hype train that Vieira is going to be the next champion. Um, you know, I mean, depending on how the Nunes rematch goes down, but that would be mind blowing to me. I think this is gonna be a decision win Vieira or a KO Holm.
Yeah, good stuff. And you touched on the title implications. Perhaps this is a number one contender fight. I mean, Holly Holm is always seemingly a fight away from a title shot. And maybe this is the opportunity for Ketlen to insert herself in that conversation as well. But I've been going back and forth. This one I've been torn on all week. But ultimately, I don't know. I'm going to roll with Ketlen Vieira. I've been picking a lot of dogs on this card, I'm noticing. But I think that this is her opportunity. I mean, they tried to give her that opportunity against Irina Aldana, and then she just didn't really work out for her. But when she was able to capitalize against Misha Tate, I think we're gonna reflect on as a turning point in Phenomenano's career. And I don't know, I think that she might be a future champ, and maybe she gets this one done over a Holly Holm. But she is a decent plus, about a plus 200 dog. I just tend to think that this is where she comes into her own and wins a decision over the preacher's daughter. But I also think she might get a submission. So if she plays a smart fight and doesn't try to stand and bang with the preacher's daughter, I think that she won't be having to say too many prayers. But if she does try to keep this thing standing, it's probably a bad idea, right?
Yeah, I think it's a very bad idea. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. Let us know in the comments who you got, Vieira or Holm.